Question 762. Do you think it's scarier that we might be alone in the universe, or that we might not?
I don't find either of those propositions scary. And I highly doubt we are.
Yeah. I highly doubt we are. Yeah, I'm same as Julie. Neither of them are scary.
I mean, the odds of us ever meeting each other because we can't break.
Well, within that context, we are alone in the universe.
That sucks, but
I think considering the vast size of the universe, the idea of us being alone is kind of shitty. I don't know if I'd say scary,
Yeah.
but at the same time, Julie is right. Again, with the size, we cannot travel at light speed. So how would we ever know each other? So,
Amanda, what's that paradox?
As we know,
Fermi paradox.
Thank you. It drives me crazy. I can never think of it. Thank you.
There are some good answers to the Fermi paradox, actually. Part of the Fermi paradox comes because of the concepts of the development of worlds. So you've got your type 1s, which use all the energy of the planet, and type 2s that use all the energy of the sun, and type 3 that use all the energy of the galaxy. But and I damn well cannot remember what the Kardashev scale. Mm-hmm. Somebody the other day called it the Kardashian scale, and I thought that was hilarious. But
Cardassians.
They're infiltrating.
Yeah. But there's other statements about this. Like, we're very short-sighted in the way we design the Kardashev scale. And the reality is that if you're going to be a species that wants to survive well in the universe, you need to be more efficient in your use of the energy that you make. So wasting energy by letting it seep out and be used visible by other people because you've got this extra wasted radiation is a bad thing. So the more technologically advanced you get, the more you will hang on to the energy that you expel, so that you will waste less of it, so you become more efficient as a society. So efficient advanced
again, I completely disagree.
Not going to be visible.
Completely disagree.
Why?
Because that involves thinking as a species efficiently.
Yes,
and I think we have demonstrated.
No, we don't at the moment, but we are also very low on the technological scale.
Yes, but I don't see any way that you are going to end up ever with everyone agreeing in any society.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there are things that societies. Sorry, go, Julie.
Oh no, I was just going to say, if we're talking about a completely different species with a completely different culture that evolved on a completely different planet, I don't think we can really apply Homo sapiens sapiens standards to that.
It's the only thing we can apply to them. But we could also apply the evolutionary drivers of other animals. And we know that waste tends to be cheap.
We also know that as you become more intelligent and as you become more socially aware as a species, you start to move towards a better understanding of being less wasteful as we slowly are. I mean, it's taking a long time, and we may actually kill ourselves off before we get there. But a society that doesn't destroy their environment completely, that does move beyond that, has to get to a point where you are being more efficient, and it needs to happen. So I think for a society to get to the point where it's going to be looking at these more galactic scales of colonization and things like that, things that we think of for our future, you have to get to those levels of efficiency, and that's the whole point. And if you've got societies that are significantly more advanced than us, even if they were closer to us, we probably wouldn't be able to detect them. Unless they
Again, it would depend. I think it would very much depend. I think they would have to be so far in advance that they are.
Yeah, and if they're near to us in advancement, we probably wouldn't detect them either because they're not producing enough energy.
What the hell is that you're wearing?
I've got my Nacha shirt on since we have a very special guest in the audience, if he's still here. Hi, Nacha.
Nacha!
Literally just got this yesterday, so I'm wearing it.
If Notch is out there, I just want to say an apology to Notch because I did send him the link for the previous stream, but I sent it the same way I sent to everybody else, and I didn't tag what it was.
Yeah, I think he was just expecting it.
So he got confused because he was expecting it from Amanda, so we're sorry, Notch. Bad communication there. Sorry.
Right, sorry. Back to the question. B, does it bother you?
Question.
I haven't got to you yet. I get shouted at if you don't answer.
I'm pretty much right where Julie's at.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Say again, B?
I'm pretty much right where Julie's at. I think it would be very presumptuous and egotistical of us to think that we are the only intelligent creatures for however amount of distance away from us. So no, neither one really scares me.
I mean, the chat is very much seems to be in agreement.
When I think about it, I feel very tiny.
Yeah.
In this grand scheme of things, like tiny. But no, it doesn't scare me.
I kind of love that though.
It does. I mean, what gets me though is I feel tiny when you look at things like the pale blue dot picture.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and the problem is that's only in our solar system.
Yeah, and it makes me so grateful that we even exist. Like, it's like, I say this a lot, so I apologize if everybody's heard this a million times, but like the way everything that it took for my grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents, for all of those people to meet.
It is impossible.
And have children who were old enough to grow up to do that and reproduce. It's like, I feel like I won the lottery just by being born.
Yes.
And I feel that way. That's something that came to me like with atheism. You know, it's instead of the catechism.
Well, this is it. It seems to me.
I'm like, no, my parents made me and they're amazing.
Okay. Some of you can answer this question. Right. But to me, the Christian worldview seems very small.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
It's very selfish. It's a very, very selfish worldview because we are under this impression that everything is about us and everything was made for us. And, you know, I think it definitely does not take into account the vast expanse of the universe. It certainly does not, because I think a lot of Christians, hashtag not all Christians, do not. Well, I think a lot of people in general can't understand, you know, how humongous the universe is.
No.
Because it's real huge. It's real huge.
Well, again, when they say the universe is made for life. No, it really isn't.
It kills everything that is out in the ether, basically.
The visible universe is 86 billion light years across. That is an insane amount of space. But the universe goes on further than that. That's just what we can see. Right. That furthest light has been traveling for 14.3 billion years. But we know because of the expansion of the universe that there is universe beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
So the universe itself is probably infinite.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a whole video of Hank Green going over, suddenly realizing and saying over to himself, no edge. There's no edge. And that is, there's an edge to our visible universe, but the actual universe conceptually has no edge.
Yeah.
Right.
I love
chat.
Although
I wish he hadn't got quite so popular. Go on, Amanda.
The space in and of itself. Yes.
What is wrong with Hank Green?
In terms of the matter that is out there, there is, I mean, as we continue to expand, there's still most likely an edge that is held at the moment as we expand from the Big Bang, and then possibly, depending on your theory, if you believe in the theory, will contract back in a big crunch. It depends on what theory you uphold, but in terms of blank space that is out there, most likely it just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's assuming there is a space beyond where the edge of matter is, but that's also assuming that there's an edge of matter. So, I mean, the thing about our visible universe is it's the universe that we know happened from the Big Bang that caused our visible universe. The universe itself could be a cyclic thing of different Big Bangs that happen within this infinite space.
Mm-hmm.
And we're only aware of our little bit of it because that bit expands out and you never see beyond it. And because it's an expanding space, it never sort of touches with any of the others because they all just expand into this big void. So there may not even be a particle boundary to the universe because there may be more island universes beyond that within this infinite space that is our universe. our ultimate, and that's not even accounting for a multiverse. That's just within our universe.
Right.
So
back to the question.
Did you answer?
You haven't answered.
I did
We
answer.
have.
I was like the first to answer.
Were you?
we've all agreed.
You?
Oh, no, wait, this one is a new one. What is the question?
Do you think it's scarier that we might be alone in the universe or that we might not?
No, I did answer this.
What did you say?
Yeah,
I don't fucking remember.
Julie, me, B, and Susan, we all said the same thing.
We have a consensus.
Yeah, I agree with
We
you
have
all.
a consensus.
So now you answer, Dave.
I did. I agree with you all.
Okay, well, I went away for a minute to put my pretty shirt on, so. Hold on.
And you were the one who picked the science question. What did you expect with us with who you have in this group that we weren't going to go down the science route?
I was asking about life. How we managed to turn that into the multiverse.
Because the question's about life and the universe and everything.
And everything.
And everything. You see, this is the interesting thing, right? I only worked out last night, okay, that next week is my 42nd birthday.
Oh,
And I think that number has more significance to me than any of the other round numbers ever have.
Oh, I
Agreed.
understand that. That makes
I
total
do
sense.
too. I actually, that was the theme of my 42nd birthday, was life, the universe.
Did
and
everyone
everything.
have to come dressed as puddles?
No, but that would have been so cool.
Oh, that would have been
No.
awesome.
I couldn't. I even thought about like, should I have little like confection mice or something? I just could not figure out.
You
How to-
should have made a
Or
whole
the
heap of cocktails
petunias and the whale. I couldn't figure out how to do like food for it. It was sad. Like too many.
Sorry.
Too many. Anyway.
I was just so excited. You should have got a whole heap of cocktail glasses out, filled them all with a cocktail, and labeled them Pan-Galactic Gargle
Yes,
Blasters.
Pan-Galactic Gargle Blasters. Oh my god! Oh, what an opportunity. Dave,
And
you
you
need to
could
take that
highlight
idea. Take that idea and run with it.
And to make it work on your party table, what you do is you get a brick and you paint it gold, and you put a couple of slices of lemon next to it.
Oh, where were you when I needed you, Jen? Oh, you were in Australia.
No, I'm really pissed off. I didn't think of this for mine.
Right?
Yes. Next question. Moving on.
Next question. Moving on. I think the chat pretty much agrees with you. There's lots of different ways of saying the same thing. But they all agree. And I had terrible trouble keeping up because you all went off. Right.
Yeah, sorry.
I'll go with Natty. It's not so much that being alone itself is scary. It's what being alone in the universe would imply is remarkably scary. I don't think it much implies anything. I mean, I think, to be honest, everything we know about the universe right now, I think we're probably one of the first.
That would make sense to me.
What?
So, intelligent species. If you can call us intelligent.
Maybe not in the entire universe, but in our galaxy.
Yeah.
Let's not push it, Dave.
I know. Well, that's the problem.
Something that's intelligent might be a little bit of a stretch, especially
But just based on the generations of stars required, I think there's a reasonable chance we're early, shall we say?
There's enough of the Goldilocks zones that I think it's entirely feasible.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all on that same page.
Life will be ubiquitous. Intelligent life is not a requirement of evolution, so the amount of intelligent life forms out there is going to be small anyway. And then those that actually survive between natural disasters and killing ourselves, because until you get past that and you learn to be better, that's going to happen with any species that rises up, because you're going to find the larger brained animals are going to be going to have that little bit of aggression in them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It seems to be an evolutionary trait, so that has happened over and over again on Earth. So I think it would happen the same on other worlds, at least worlds that are similar to Earth.
And we seem to develop the technology to kill ourselves before we develop the maturity to not kill ourselves with it.
We are very much children.
Yep.
And now I can't stop thinking about dinosaurs on other planets.
I mean, the way the raptors were evolving at the time, had they not all been wiped out when they were, there's a good chance that there would have been a reptilian intelligent life that evolved on.
It's true.
On Earth. The brains of some of them were getting quite big, and heading in that direction. So,
do you know what fascinates me? One of those things that got me about evolution and how species worked, right? And that is the fact that for a long time we thought that birds evolved hollow bones so they could fly.
Hollow bone.
Right, and they almost certainly didn't. It's almost certainly they had hollow bones so that the dinosaurs could grow big.
Yeah.
And the side effect of the hollow bones.
And ask him. He would know about.
He's mentioned something similar.
Daniel would
He's been
definitely.
doing a series about how all dinosaurs are birds, or how birds are
birds.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They are. We actually technically have dinosaurs living today in the form of birds.
Yeah.
You so need to get Guts at Gibbon on too.
I mean, I find it really weird that they talk about that, but they wouldn't turn around and say, when you look at what mammals were around then, and it's odd for us to still call things that we have now mammals, because they're so different, apart from little shrews, they're so different to what they were then, for us not to call birds dinosaurs. If that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no difference. For us to the shrew that existed then, it is as far a stretch as birds are to dinosaurs. In fact, dinosaurs and birds are very closer.
Effectively, only one branch of Dinosauria actually went extinct.
I think a few did, but over a longer period of time. I could be wrong.
No, well, I mean, of the two main branches of dinosaurs, and I'm going to be stupid and not remember what they're called. I know it's got to do with the hip bones and two little markers in the jaws that are the main differences between them, but I can't remember what the two strands are called. There's the type that you have with the sauropods, and then the types that you have with the raptors. And I can't remember what they are. If anybody can please help me.
No, it's okay. We like to see you squirm.
Far too much drink to have this conversation.
Yeah, I think it had to do with like the ones that could fly and the ones that couldn't, but I don't quote me on that. I'm a product of the Southern public school system, and I was not taught evolution. Everything I know about evolution I learned from Arnra.
There's a hip bone difference between the theropods, and I can't remember what the other one's called. And the carnivorous dinosaurs, and Dinosaur A and Dinosaur B.
Ornithischia.
Yeah. Okay, and the other ones are the theropods. So.
Thorischia, the lizard hip. So bird hipped or ornithischia, Thorischia or lizard hipped.
Yeah. So it's the hip difference, and there's a bone difference in the skull as well, because one has two holes and one has three in a certain area or something like, or one has one and one has two. I can never remember which way around it is. But yeah, there's like a couple of differences that totally categorize them in the two different clades. So
all right, move on.
Yeah,
right.
Move on. You've got me.
David,
I'm sorry that you're sidetracking me.
Moving on!
I just want to say I've decided that you have me on here for comic relief. Carry on.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.